podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
You walk away with a silver medal, which is an incredible accomplishment. Can you take any pride in that?
No. I don't like to lose.
Now it's like I know what feeling I don't want to ever go through. He was talking about you crying and like, you go watch Floyd. Floyd was crying after he lost his leg. I don't ever want to feel that again. I don't want to ever lose. Like I'm not cool with losing.
This is a TKO victory for Shakur Stevenson.
He's tough. He don't take no for an answer, so I gotta beat it out of him.
Shakur, of course he the truth. TFemo not messing with him. I don't think Tank messing with him. Gary Russell Jr. ain't messing with him.
Me right now, if you ask me would I beat Floyd Mayweather back in the day, I'm gonna say yes. And truthfully, really believe that.
I know my body. Yeah, I know Shakur body. Shakur know my body. Do I step to you when we fought? Yes or no?
No.
Do we step to each other? Yes or no?
No.
The southpaw version of Floyd Mayweather.
Oscar can't keep ducking. It's time for him to fight. It's me versus Oscar Valdez. There's nothing else to look forward to. Canelo can't get in the ring fight for him. And even if he could, I feel like if me and Canelo's at the same weight, I feel like I'll beat him.
SDS Promotions.
I'm one of the best fighters in boxing.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another morning edition with the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs. And I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back. I shouldn't have left you without a dope podcast to listen to. But we took enough time, and we're able to come back to some fantastic news. We got 2 shows scheduled for today. We'll be back at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to do our weekend roundup and talk about the big fight with Gervonta Tank Davis and Edwin de los Santos. Shout out to all the new breed of Dominicans stepping up and making a name for us Dominicanos. Right now, we will be discussing, obviously, the Shakur Stevenson call-outs. He's made quite a few call-outs on social media. This is stemming from the WBC convention that took place in Acapulco, where he was ordered to start to negotiate with the young Isaac Pitbull Cruz. And many of the Twitter sphere believes Shakur would have avoided this fight. But, he had some very choice words for Cruz and for many other people in and around his weight. And it's just, this has to be reported because this is the type of energy that we would wish everyone had in every division, right? Like if more of these fighters had, a war mentality, right? If more of them had a war mentality, then we'd have more Shakur Stevensons. But then, let's be real. I mean, we really can't have more Shakurs because not everyone can be as special as Shakur. But, let's just go through some of his tweets just so that you can see what it is I'm telling you here. We'll go to Twitter. So you could be following us along right here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. And this is one of the first ones, 9:59 a.m., November 19th, one day ago. War mentality, dog eat dog world, huh? So that's one of, his tweets that we're going to discuss, but there's so many more. Look, another one. Locked in. No fight date, no opponent, but I'm getting ready for all of y'all. So he's not talking to Twitter. He's talking to the opposition, right? All right, we're going to keep going. This is a picture of him and his daughter in the gym, and obviously he's in the gym, just showing. that he's working. So here is why Edwin de los Santos is on our thumbnail, right? Because as you can see, Shakur says in this tweet, he can get it too, right? And who is he talking about? When you expand the tweet, would you fight Edwin de los Santos? You go back, he can get it too. I don't know what these emojis are, though. Let me see if they give it to me by hovering, maybe. Yeah. Unamused face. Okay. So basically he's saying De Los Santos is not a threat. He'd body him easily, and that's why he's not amused by the option of fighting Edwin de los Santos. Now, I will say, I think that's our first poll. As you can see from our thumbnail, a lot of these fighters are on opposite sides of the street. And, you know, realistically speaking, maybe none of these fights can be made. So I don't know. I got something like, will Shakur Stevens fight any of these names, right? So what would we do? Would we put Zepeda, right? And then we'd put Pitbull. And then we'd put Santos. Right? And then he even said Cambosis, bro. Even now, honestly, that's the one that sounds like it might happen. This is the top rank fight. This is the fight that is on his side of the street. You know, it's possible. I'm not even gonna say that, right? Because Cambosos is not on his side of the street. It was Devin that got to deal with Top Rank. So I still believe they can use the services of Cambosos. Now, would Cambosos, after 2 losses, want to jump in there with Shakur? That's truly the question. You know, that could be very detrimental to his career if he went ahead and lost 3 times. And for Shakur, would you guys be okay with him fighting the likes of Cambosos off of 2 back-to-back losses? I mean, keep in mind what Tank said, who we will be talking about this afternoon at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. He said he wouldn't fight Gary Russell because Gary Russell is coming off an injury and coming off of a loss. You know, but we'll put William Zepeda as it was the young Shakur Stevens that mentioned Zepeda. And we're going to find that tweet to show you how he mentioned him because, man, no fear from the young man. No fear. Running straight to it. Running straight to the boogeyman, if anything, right? And, again, we'll show you why I'm saying what I'm saying and where I'm actually getting it from. But I'm putting these options. We got Isaac, Pitbull Cruz. And I think this is the fight that everybody wants. But now that Shakur has thrown the name of William Zepeda, would we shift and want that fight more? I don't know. But we got our poll, and we're going to go ahead and put that out there into the universe. And we'll see what your thoughts are on our poll right here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. If you want to partake, if you want to go ahead and make your vote, let us know. So we'll go back to Shakur's Twitter just to find some more. So here's another one, confirmation that the Pitbull fight is a fight that he wants and a fight that he assumes he can win. All right, so we'll go Pitbull, and he says if the little puppy don't want to fight, let's get who's next in line. It isn't, no, he says, if the little puppy doesn't want to fight, let's get who's next in line. Isn't it William Zepeda or Cambosos? Don't really matter. I'm ready to smoke some regardless, right? So this is just one. This is not all, because somewhere he's going to call William Zepeda the alleged boogeyman, right? So here goes some more. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And there's a lot of it here. There's a lot of it. Look at this. Right here, they, after he said the little pup don't want it, which he's talking about, obviously, Isaac Cruz, a fan says a Zepeda fight would be fire. What does Shakur say? I'm down, and he adds both DAZN and ESPN. He says, make it happen. Winner fights for them belts. You know what I'm saying? So keep going, though. Look at this. He don't even know Spanish, but he's like, yo, what they say? What this means? Somebody translate it, right? So obviously they asked Mark Marciago. Marciago said Cruz is very strong and he would win if you and him fight each other. He also said he would love to fight Cruz. So let's see if that's true here. Le preguntaron a Mark Marciago sobre la pelea entre el Pitbull Cruz y Shakur Stevenson y el filipino. Le mando un híligo al mexicano. Okay, so yeah, maybe he did pick Pitbull, which is crazy. So obviously Shakur says, yo, translate that for me. And people did. And then he says, yeah, okay, meaning to Marciago, you crazy. Pitbull won't beat me, you know. Keep going, keep going. Look, 24 rounds straight in the gym today. Damn, boy, working. Where is it? Where is it? Because there's one where he calls him the boogeyman. He's like, ain't he the boogeyman? Well, that's who I want. And I'm like, damn. That's the tweet that really turned me up. Like, okay, it's time to make this show. Time to get his man his credit for saying what he's saying, because a lot of people don't talk like that. Maybe I skipped it. Maybe it's maybe I have to go one of these tweets. So let's see. I bet I'll be at practice. I got real skills. Nope, glass chin. All right, so this is someone saying, no cap, Shakur glass chin gets knocked out by Pitbull and Tamp. No cap. And he said, glass chin, never been hurt, never been down. Where you get that from? Sleep emoji. Come on, Shakur. Where is that Zepeda one? Someone send that to me if you're watching this live right now and you know what I'm talking about. When he says, isn't Zepeda? Okay, here we go. Here we go. So someone says, simply risk versus reward. Why fight Zepeda when you could chase likes of JoJo, Cambosos, or Rolly for more money? And my boy Shakur says, because Zepeda the one whooping people. He the so-called boogeyman. So let's see what the hype about. Bruh, that's crazy right there. That's crazy right there. Because honestly, I feel the same way as that fan. It's like, you know, high risk, low reward. People don't know Zepeda like that. It's us hardcores that know him like that. So high risk, low reward. Is it really worth getting in the ring with him when his biggest win is JoJo? Like, he just got on the scene. But again, that's why we here, man, because Shakur wants all the smoke. But we do know what world we live in. And, man, being honest, like, Zepeda's with Golden Boy. De Los Santos, he might be a fight that they could be made. And I'm trying to get Broadway Joel on, because De Los Santos might just be with Samson. He might just be with Samson only. Obviously, there has to be some sort of gratitude and or favor shown to PBC because they put him on. He got the big win on the PBC airwaves. So we're not 100% sure that Edwin can cross any streets. You know, he might have an option, right? Since he beat a PBC fighter, Top Rank is infamous for doing that, notorious, right? Like, if you beat a top-ranked fighter, there's an option in that contract that they get to promote your next fight because they put you on. So, De Los Santos may or may not be with PBC, but may end up owing PBC a fight. George Kambosos, it's like I said, does he really want to face Shakur off of 2 back-to-back losses to Devin Haney? That could be detrimental to his career. That can be a career setback. You know, that can be something that can ruin him. Or I could be wrong. But shout out to Skywalker Boxing for joining the contender level. I will say, Skywalker, if you really want any of the benefits, you're better off getting on the championship level where we do our live streams on Friday and we do our betting show. And then on Monday, we do members-only live streams, untitled. So you might be better off on that level, but we still appreciate you on the contender. Contender does allow you to ask some of our guest questions and things of that nature, join our polls and things like that. But once again, shout out for joining our YouTube members. We are taking callers. I don't want to talk to myself. I want to know what you guys think about Shakur basically wanting the top of the division that doesn't have a belt, that isn't tied up. We are taking calls on Twitter Spaces and on Discord. Both links right here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice, where hopefully you are already subscribed. And if you aren't, go ahead and do so, as we're trying to get to our next goal of 159,000. Takes a lot of work. Takes a lot of help and support from you guys. Right now we're at 158,790. So we need about 210 more, give or take. Tell a friend to tell a friend. But if you do want to speak, go ahead and request that on Twitter or raise your hand on Discord. Yes, sir. Let's see here. So it looks like we got Joshua Cabrera on Discord. Sounds like a new caller. What's up? Joshua got to accept. And in the meantime, in between time, if you're rocking out with us, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Let's tell the algorithm we are up and at 'em and rocking out.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Boxing Voice. Everybody, make sure you smash a like.
What up, champ?
Not much, man. I'm actually, I'm big into boxing, and I love what you guys do, you know, informing the people, so appreciate y'all. Just want to give a quick shout out to my brother, Giovanni El Cabron Cabrera. Just got ranked in the IBF, so he's coming for these lightweights.
Okay, that's your brother, man. I've talked to him.
Yes, sir.
I've talked to him once or twice. I got introduced to him by Adrian Clark. I know him and Adrian pretty good friends.
Man, Adrian's the man, for real.
Yep. Shout out to Giovanni.
So
Got
I
the big
appreciate
win.
you guys. And again, you know, keep on the good work. And everybody make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe.
Your brother got the big win, man. What would you want to see Top Rank do with him? Because I have heard people throw his name out there with Shakur. Honestly, you know, he just got his first win on national television. I don't think that that's the route that they should push him, is towards a Shakur who's a two-time champion, you know, former unified. I don't know. What's your thoughts? What would you like to see for your brother off of the Gabriel Flores win?
So obviously the fight opened up a lot of doors for my brother, but the main thing was that they were trying to get Gabriel out of there. And we actually have emails from the upper management and Top Rank that were asking us to get Gabe Flores out of there.
So they wanted y'all to knock him out, or they wanted to make sure that you get the win so they could cut him? Because,
Yeah,
after that.
they for sure wanted him to knock him out, but, the knockout didn't happen. So they're kind of playing games a little bit with my brother, So my brother's obviously looking around. He's the talent, right? So he's looking for anybody who's willing to put him against big fighters.
Okay, so they didn't sign him after the win.
Well, he was already signed. So he had like a 3-fight deal, and he completed all 3 fights in 2022, with all 3 victories. He fought Garone, Rene Tellez Garone. He beat him. He beat Elias Arojo, and then he beat young Gabe Flores.
Wow, but they didn't re-sign him off of those 3 wins, with the biggest coming over Gabe Flores. That's crazy, because I know right after that win, they cut Gabe Flores.
They cut him. Yeah, they did cut him right away. And it's so funny because my brother's name is actually still up on the website for Top Rank as one of their fighters.
Damn.
So I'm not really 100% sure what they're waiting for. There's a lot of offers coming in from other promotional companies, though. So, my brother's blessed right now. He thanks God every day, and he's working hard.
All right, champ. Well, shout out to you and your brother, man. Hopefully everything continues to go well for him, and, he gets another big fight. We appreciate you calling in. Thank you. And,
appreciate the love.
For sure, brother. Keep spreading the word, man. Keep spreading the word. I got a couple other callers really quick. Let me slide in one of these 5-star reviews here, which I do appreciate, man. So if anybody drops us a 5-star review, we will read it live on the show, as we do appreciate you taking out the time to help us remain number 1. I should have been counting the years that we've been number 1 on iTunes. Like my man we sing in Yandel would say, nosotros somos bendecidos por iTunes. But I don't know how long it's been. But we've been the man for some time now. That being said, we're gonna go out to God's New. That's the username of the beautiful 5-star review. We got a couple shiny stars here. Let me go ahead and screen share this. Why not? Give him some love visually as well, right here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice, as he took the time out to drop us this dope 5-star review. And he says, good flow, good questions asked to the boxers and fans, back and forth questions. Best show around for boxing. Going to be a fan for life. Well, shout out to you. I love the sound of that. And that was November 18th. We got another one coming in. Phenomenal 5-star review. Says the Boxing Voice is the platform for people to voice your opinions, your frustrations, the perfect place to defend your favorite fighter. No one goes out without a fight. A platform for all male, female. I guarantee you, after listening to Ness and Danny, you will feel like part of the Boxing Voice family. Shout out to MJ for life. MJ, we appreciate you for the 5-star review. Speak it, believe it, receive it. We started calling ourselves the Breakfast Club of Boxing, and here it is, 5-star review, and this one is coming from Dinky Long in United States, okay. And he says, Breakfast Club of Boxing. I listen every day while I'm on the road. If they're not on, I'm not right. I will continue to listen and make sure you subscribe on YouTube. That's right, baby, because numbers is power. And power is respect, and respect gives us those beautiful interviews. Like a Shakur. It would be great to have Shakur on this show right now telling us how he really feels versus going through his many tweets. But we do got more callers. We're going out to Discord. Looks like we got Big Fish Vega. He's going to be fighting on Border Wars. So this is one of the callers who not just a talker, doesn't just give his opinion. He's going to get in the ring and swing. And if you don't know what Border Wars is all about, definitely come right here to youtube.com and just type in Border Wars. Type in the Boxing Voice Border Wars, and you'll even see Big Ness in the ring. And you might see Big Fish Vega spectating at the last one, which gave him the itch to jump in the ring for this one. February 25th, it's going down. No experience necessary. We match you properly and it's been going on. This will be our 14th event. It's coming right here to Las Vegas, February 25th. So join us. Big Fish Vega, what's up? He's going to be taking on Ray the Business from Florida. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that one, man. Follow that because these guys have been jawing at each other since they made this fight. Big Pecao, you got him. There you go. He's ready.
Yo, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah, I'm in a bad area. I'm actually on my way to Spark Key right now, probably around 11:30. You know, I'm in Florida, so I got to drive over to him. But yeah, man. Sorry, just lost my train of thought. Shakur, I would like any of these fights. They're all different challenges. They're all aggressive fighters. You know, Pitbull's been in there with Javante, so that would be. Shared opponent with Javante. Zepeda just had that big win, throwing like 1,400 punches. And then what's the other dude? De Los Santos had that upset win against Rayo. So yeah, I'm with them all. I think the one most likely to happen is Pitbull Cruz. But I don't think any of them may come to fruition, unfortunately, with all the, you know, with them being on different sides of the street or whatnot. Also, that dude just called in about Cabrera. I think him against Jermaine Ortiz would be a good fight. And that might set him up for a future Shakur fight or if whatever at 135, or maybe if Cabron can win another fight, maybe he can get Lomachenko after Lomachenko fights Haney. Because you just never know how things happen. Haney might vacate belts, and these dudes might be positioned to fight for a vacant belt. So yeah, man, that's all I got. I'm in a bad area. I know my cervix can cut anytime, and sparring coming up soon, man. Appreciate you.
Let's do it, champ. Let's do it, man. Glad to hear that you're taking it serious. He's on the road to get that work, and he's actually going to be getting that work with Keem, the Dream. You know him. He's already joined Border Wars and fought numerous times, and Keem is going to be fighting for a belt this time. You know, he's going to move up to cruiserweight to take on Chino from Wisconsin. Chino's 2-0. Keem, I believe, is either 3-1 or 2-1. So, yeah, man. Border Wars, you know, we started that maybe 5 years ago. So, you know, there's not anyone that's like 10-0 yet, right? Like, I think our most active fighter is Marvin. He might be 5-0. And maybe even Eric Cruz from Texas holds one more fight over him, but not as many wins. I think Eric is like 3-2-1 or something weird like that. But yeah, man, if you want to call in, you know the number is none. You just got to hit us up on Twitter. Request to speak on our Twitter Spaces, and it'll get you right here on the show, transmitted across the world to all major platforms, or you can do the same on Discord and go ahead and raise your hand. Yeah, so I figured, you know, this was a great topic. I knew I would take a chance doing it at this time during a Sunday, but I wanted to get 2 off today, man, because I definitely want to talk about the Tank fight this evening at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And like I said, I wanted to make sure that, you know, we put out in the universe that Shakur has all the smoke. He wants all the smoke and has all the energy for these fighters. It's a matter of what Top Rank is going to do for him. You know, he's calling out these types of names. If they can't come through and give him any of these, what are they going to give him? Right? What are they going to give him to keep him happy? He is a star, right? Or at least a star in the making. Now, if you can't give me William Zepeda with Golden Boy, which is a fight, yes, Skywalker already has a fight. He's going to be taking on Ambrose from Texas, 0-0 versus 0-0. Skywalker, on paper, he might have the advantage because he is 6'3". Yes, sir. And Ambrose is only 5'10". So very good novice matchup. Skywalker is a content creator right here on YouTube, so check out his YouTube channel. And he's going to be taking on Ambrose from probably Lubbock, Texas, or something like that. But back to this. Bob has done business with DAZN and Eddie. We haven't really seen him do anything with Golden Boy as of recent, unless you guys can remind me. But anybody ranked in the top 15, Bob Saget, of the WBC is normally and has to be ranked and on VADA. So you can't be there. Like, I was literally at the convention where it's like, oh, I want my fighter to get, and it's like, your fighter's not even ranked. He's not even in the clean boxing program, so he can't be ranked. Do that, fill out this, and then. So right now, Zepeda's number 4, which means he has to be in the clean boxing program. But let me screen share this just so you can see where we're at and see what it is that Shakur is trying to do, right? Because he's not picking anybody that's not worth anything. He's picking only names that'll keep him right there. See, number 3 is Shakur. So, you know, WBC ordered 2 and 3. Obviously, Haney, the champ, supposed to be fighting Loma. So 2 and 3 fight, they're the mandatory for the winner of that. But if 2 doesn't want to fight, you got to go to number 4, Zepeda, who Shakur said, let's do it. And that's why he said, me and Zepeda fight, winner, fight for them belts. Right? Because Devin may beat Vasil and then vacate. Then he said, if Zepeda don't want it, fuck it, I'll do George Kambosos. But I don't know that Kambosos is going to want it after 2 back-to-back losses. Like, why would he do that? You know? Now, maybe he's a warrior. Maybe the money's right, and he's like, bro, I'm jumping on this. You know what I mean? Who knows? Not an easy fight, without a doubt. Not an easy fight. So, if he does that, credit to him, man. Credit to him if he can do that. So, let me see here. I am trying to get my guest ready, and I think he is. So let me send him a link here. You know, I don't really use this. It's a bit difficult until I figure out some things, but it is what it is. I do want to get my man Broadway Joel on, out here doing this thing with the Dominicans, shining, you know, putting in that work and making sure that they get their just due and credit. Yes, sir. Like, share, and subscribe ASAP. Shout out to Jimmy Nora, who is reminding us that we do need you guys to go ahead and subscribe. We are at 158,000. Let me see. Drum roll, please. Okay, so looks like we're still at 158,790. Not even one more subscriber. Okay, that's gotta hurt. So I did send the link to my good friend Broadway Joel. He should be joining us here in just a bit, and when he does, we'll get him on. But you can still call in and voice your opinion. We're using Discord. Just gotta raise your hand. Looks like we got Boom Boom Guy. That's a strange username. What up, Boom Boom Guy? And it looks like I got my man Joel on Discord. I was trying to get you on camera, champ. I sent you a link, but it's all good. We could do it on Discord. Boom Boom Guy, I'm going to get to Joel first, and we'll get back to you. We did invite you. You do have to accept Broadway. Que lo que? Just waiting for Joel to connect. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and smash that thumbs up. It's going to help with the visibility of the show. It's going to put this episode in the eyes of other Shakur fans, William Zepeda fans, or just boxing fans. Let me try that again. I don't know why it didn't work, sir. Invite to speak. Joel, okay, he dropped off. Maybe he decided to join us here on camera. Let's see. In the meantime, we'll go to Boom Boom Guy. What up?
What's happening, man?
Chilling. What up?
Yeah, I had a slight critique on Shakur.
Okay.
You saying he wanted all the smoke. Coming to 135, I don't think he wanted all the smoke. I think he wanted to do it the way he's doing it right now, working himself up to the champ, whether it be Devin or the belts get vacated. And I say that because if you know you coming to 135, if I'm not mistaken, if he would have made weight, couldn't he have used his belts to go jump Loma and go directly to Devin?
You talking about Core?
Yeah, Shakur.
I don't know that they would have jumped Loma, though. Like, yes, Shakur was the champion below, but in your opinion, has he accomplished more as a WBC champion than Vasil? How many times has he won the WBC? Because last I checked, it was only once, and all he did was beat Valdez. He didn't even defend it.
Well, I mean, that's why I don't know. Usually, you know, the unified champ can come up and go straight for the champ of the next division. So I'm thinking if he knew he was moving to 135, he knew it was imperative for him to make weight. So he don't have to fish for the fights. He can directly get mandatory with the champ at the next division. So I think they probably would have let the Loma fight happen because Loma is aging out, and I don't think Loma can wait anymore. I think he's past his prime. But even after the Loma fight, is he going to be, you know, the next in line? With those belts, it would have guaranteed him to be next or, you know, first. That's all I was saying. But that's all I had to say.
Yeah, I mean, but he's still next if you think about it, and I do appreciate you calling in, my friend. He's still next. WBC set him up to be, even if he doesn't fight Pitbull Cruz, it looks like he's still next. He's number 3. Pitbull already said no, so that makes him next. You know, the only thing that they can do now is for Golden Boy to send some sort of letter to the WBC saying, hey, make Zepeda Shakur title eliminator for the winner of. But I got Broadway Joel on the line with me. Hopefully he got them headphones. Not yet. What up, champ?
I'm good. Do you need me to grab some headphones?
It would be better.
All right, so just give me 1 sec while I find them.
Bet. So looks like we got Mad Bet 100 on Twitter Spaces. Talk to us. Mad Bet. You got to just unmute. There you go.
Can you hear me now? All right. Yo, I agree with the last caller who said they're doing it the way that they're doing it. Yeah, you could have, just my opinion, made that weight and kind of put himself in position to get the champs, you know, in the conversation really hard, like, hey, I'm unified, like Terrence Crawford did, you know?
Yeah, but again, Terrence used the WBO. So maybe Shakur has more favor with the WBO because he's won that belt twice. And I think he's defended the WBO. But with the BC, he just beat Valdez, never defended. So I don't think.
That's what I'm saying. So because he didn't make the weight, it wasn't considered a defense.
Mm-hmm.
If he had made the weight, he'd have defended it, and then he could parlay it, you know, up and demand fights or be in a conversation at least, you know, with the Lomas and Heaney's and the rest of them. But anyway, boxing was good yesterday. The YouTube stuff was great. Not to pick it up subject. Dean the Great and the other kid was the fight of the day for me. It was exciting. And Tranquil. If you want to go to sleep, get some Tranquil. All right, that's my call. Peace.
All right, champ. Well, we will be talking about Tank tonight at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'm going to go ahead and bring Mr. Broadway Joel on. Joel, man, what up? Obviously, I wanted to get you on. You know, you got Shakur out here saying that he would have no issues with De Los Santos. What can you tell us about De Los Santos? Is he a Samson Lewickovich? Is he PBC? Is he Samson, but he owes PBC an option? Have you been able to find out anything?
He signed with Samson Lukowitz. That's his promoter. So, and Samson pretty much primarily does business with PBC. He does every now and then send his fighters elsewhere if he gets a deal. We saw Javier Fortuna on DAZN fighting Ryan. We saw the last guy, Robesi Ramirez, fight on ESPN. So they do business outside of PBC, but I think PBC has plans to keep him on that side of the street. Although I would love to fight with Shakur Stevenson. I can't hear you. I don't know if you muted or something.
I'm sorry. So you don't think PBC will let him go across the street? I mean, Shakur's a big name. Yes, he'd be a big underdog, and maybe PBC thinks he loses, but I don't know. In your eyes, as the voice of Dominican boxing, do you think that a fight with De Los Santos and Shakur is still worth it to the career of De Los Santos, win or lose?
I do, but from one perspective, I look at it from PBC's perspective. All right, you sent De Los Santos there. Who's Pitbull gonna fight? You know what I'm saying? You can't send away Dan's partners to other parties when you got people here ready for some smoke, and you don't got nobody for them. You know, there's only so many featherweights Pitbull Cruz could be fighting. You know what I'm saying? Put him in against a real lightweight. A guy who could punch just as hard as him, if not harder, and a guy who wants all the smoke. That dude is been calling him out in a recent interview. Called him Chihuahua. Told him he's ready to sign the fight and make the fight whenever it is. So you know, I think that there's enough smoke for him at PBC that PBC won't send him over there.
So my thing is, the Shakur fight is bigger than anything PBC can offer both Isaac and De Los Santos. For them to fight each other seems like a waste of a fight where you could send them each to fight the bigger name in Shakur. I mean, is that not logical?
You know how the business works. You know, but boxing business or sometimes is not logical. You know what I'm saying? They rather keep the money in-house, fight the fight. Whoever wins that fight between De Los Santos and Cruz, they take a big a step up in terms of notoriety, especially how explosive that fight will be. That fight is going to be, fireworks, possibly fight of the year, possibly knockout of the year, to be honest with you. And then if you send them to Shakur Stevenson, if the fight might not be exciting, and he may be associated a fight with a fight that's not that exciting. He may get, 12-0'd. Oh no, they may pull off the upset, and obviously that's a possibility. But the fight definitely won't be as entertaining for the fans as it would if those two combinations of fighters would be made.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't think I was gonna hear that from you. I feel like again, Shakur is just a bigger name fight. It'll be a bigger fight. It'll be talked about more. It'll get mainstream media attention with ESPN and the machine of ESPN, and then the experience of Top Rank. De Los Santos has a loss already. Rayo isn't anywhere as much of a name as Shakur. It's like getting a Christmas present, in my opinion. If they kept De Los Santos and Pitbull in-house, I think they're doing them both a disservice. In this game, the goal is to get to the top. Shakur is that. So by swerving the top, you sending the message out there that you don't want to face the best.
It's not that. It's not that. Come on, Ness. You know this. You know the business is PBC and Top Rank. They don't do business together unless they have to. And sure, like you said, and like I mentioned earlier, Sanson does do business with certain promotional companies and are willing to send. And by the way, it's not the fighters. Well, I'll speak for De Los Santos since I'm the voice of Dominican boxing. It's not De Los Santos. De Los Santos, I don't know if you saw his recent post on Instagram where he's telling him, yo, I will beat you, Shakur. He added him. He called Isaac Cruz easy work. He told me personally he's ready to fight any lightweight, including the names we just mentioned. So it's not the fighters. It's not, again, I'll just speak for Cruz. I mean, for De Los Santos. It's not De Los Santos. De Los Santos is willing to fight Cruz. He's willing to fight Shakur. He's willing to fight anybody. It's just a matter of the way the business works.
But again, I like Shakur's energy. Shakur is the one that is calling out the boogeyman and William Zepeda. He's saying De Los Santos is easy work. He's saying he'll, the puppy and Pitbull don't got no bite, and he'll destroy Cambosos as well. I'd rather hear that than the business about. See, because he added ESPN. He added, DAZN. He said, let's make this fight. Like, Edwin De Los Santos, again, my man should be, like, extremely excited if Shakur and Top Rank send him a offer, because it's just like, Rayo's not on that level, and neither is fucking Pitbull. They not Shakur. They not a silver medalist that some people think was robbed. They're not a 2-division champion. They're not a unified champion. They're not a Ring Magazine belt holder. They're none of that. This would be their biggest fight.
No, and like I mentioned, it's not that De Los Santos is not willing to take the fight. If De Los Santos, let's just say, if it was up to him, he would take whichever contract comes his way first, whether it be the Shakur fight or the Cruz fight. It's not up to him. You know what I'm saying? It's just the business, and it's unfortunate. I don't know if we're gonna get Bivol Beterbiev. I don't think either is scared of each other. I just think the business is a problem. But we didn't get back when Terrence Crawford was with Top Rank. We didn't get that fight. A lot of people say because of the business. It's just the way the business is fragmented. The business is, oh, you keep your fighters in-house, we keep our fighters in-house, and if the fight's big enough, or if it makes sense financially, meaning like, this guy was going to make $100,000 if he fights in-house, but is going to make $800,000 if he fights in ESPN. If it makes sense like that, that's the only way these people do business together. And, it's unfortunate. I agree with you. Listen, I would love to see De Los Santos, Shakur Stevenson. I would. But I'm being realistic as far as how the business works, and right now, ESPN they're not positioned well with the lightweights. They got Loma and Haney. Haney most likely, win or lose, is gonna move up after the fight with Loma. Loma's already a bit long in the tooth. Who else they got? I mean, they got Keyshawn Davis, who's a prospect. They got Raymond Murataya, who's a prospect. But as far as contenders, they really don't got nobody. That's why he's calling out Zepeda, who's on DAZN. That's why he's calling out Pitbull Cruz, who's on PBC. That's why he's calling out. He ain't call out De Los Santos, but that's why the fights he won, he's just probably looking at the rankings and going, "Yo, these are good guys. These are relevant guys. I'll fight them." But he may not be looking at all right, but this guy is with PBC. You understand what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't think that a guy like, that's what I'm saying. When you Canelo, you can easily go to Matchroom or to PBC. When you're Crawford, you can easily go to Top Rank, PBC, Black Prime. When you are a name in this sport, it don't fucking matter. That's what I'm saying. Like, Edwin De Los Santos hasn't done enough for Al to be like, Samson, don't send him over there. We're going to use, like, who the fuck they got? Who they going to give him? Yeah. Who they going to give him? They don't got nothing as big as motherfucking Shakur, and De Los Santos ain't getting Tank. We already see Tank's half a year is set up. So the money fight that you think you getting, you obviously cannot get it this year.
I mean, it's just the way, again, it's just the way the business works. And by the way, when did Shakur become this huge pay-per-view star? Am I missing something? I'm not saying he's not relevant. I was at his fight in New Jersey. He packed out, I think it was 10,000. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm not saying he's a nobody. Believe me, I don't want to disrespect him. I'm just saying he's not this huge pay-per-view star, and that if you fight him, you guaranteed to make $1 million. It's like, when did he become this star that it's must fight him, and if you don't fight him, it's a shame because you're gonna be missing out on millions of dollars. And I don't see it that way.
Yeah, you sound like the voice of Dominican protection. My man out here stunting. You wilding right now. Listen, Shakur, I got you muted because my interview mode is whack. So if we both got the mic, it's a loop back. So just let me finish and I'll bring you on. So I just don't understand, bro. Shakur, I just went through his accolades. How are you like, oh, when did he become this big? Okay, maybe De Los Santos doesn't make $1 million because there's no belt on the line. Kind of hard to give 235-pounders $1 million with no belt on the line, and it's not pay-per-view. I never said he was a pay-per-view star, but he is a pay-per-view dance partner. If he fights Tank, it's on pay-per-view. If he fights Devin, it's on pay-per-view. If he fights Loma, probably pay-per-view. Maybe Top Rank will take a chance with him and Isaac on pay-per-view. Maybe they could pay Samson or whoever, is it Sean Gibbons, let me just promote this fight on ESPN. Maybe they can do that because he's got that Mexican style and he's allegedly, the Latino. So, again, I to diminish Shakur and try to say that whatever PBC has over there is the same. It's not the same. Shakur is a huge feather in any lightweight's cap. And for De Los Santos, let's be real. He should be telling Lewickovic, no, this is the fight I want. Forget what they got over there because they ain't got nothing good yet. And I'm at an advantage. Shakur's moving up. This is my division. Bring his ass over here. Let me make a name for myself, because what happens if Shakur, you the voice of boxing, Dominican boxing, you tell me what happens to De Los Santos if he beats Shakur.
No, listen, I agree. He will take a step forward, but what I'm trying to tell you is the business. I'm not trying to make it seem like, oh, I'm protecting De Los Santos from Shakur. I'm not protecting anything. I'm explaining to you why they can't fight. I would love that fight. Why not? Why not? Because I know De Los Santos will get super credit. And by the way, De Los Santos is a lightweight, is a 130-pounder as well, who moved up to 35 2 fights ago. So it's not like he's this huge guy and he's fighting this little guy who's moving up. This little guy missed weight and now is in the division because he's so big. So and by the way, he also told me he can fight at 130. It's just that he's been getting bigger opportunities at 135, so that's why he's staying. So before we move forward, I just wanted to say that. Listen, De Los Santos is ready for all the smoke. All the smoke. I just spoke to him last week. He was telling me, yo, these are the fights I want, and whatever comes first comes first. Right now, listen, I like to throw little seeds so you guys can catch them, man. I'm telling you, it's going. Pitbull Cruz is on PBC and De Los Santos is on PBC. I'm not saying that that's the next fight, but you put 2 and 2 together.
Again, for me, it's just not worth it. It's like you putting 2 contenders versus each other when you can put them in there with a former world champion that's former because he moved up, not because he lost. He's undefeated. It's just the accolades that are there with Shakur, what it would mean if you beat Shakur. You're guaranteed a rematch that now you're in the driver's seat because Shakur, you heard the intro, obviously not you because you jumped on late, but he don't like to lose and he'll cry about it. So he going to want and push for that motherfucking rematch. And then when it comes to Top Rank, Keyshawn is there, Murataya is there. They even got Comey. They got Jermaine Ortiz, who you didn't mention. Maybe Nakatilia's still there. Maybe Nakatani's still there. There are names, but none of those names are in front of Shakur. None of those names, like Murataya, they would be setting him up, putting him in. He ain't even fought a former world champ yet. That loss. I mean, like a former world champ that actually lost his belt to become former. So I don't know that those names are ready. And we need to support You should not be saying, I'm explaining you the business, because that's not the business. Because, we just see that Tank and Ryan didn't listen to what Broadway Joel was saying, and they made their fight from two separate entities. So if Shakur is saying, give me Zepeda, who's with Golden Boy, let's get behind it. That's why I'm doing this show, because he got all the smoke for any fucking promoter, any fucking network. He wants Zepeda on the zone. He'll take De Los Santos from PBC. He'll fuck up Pitbull Cruz from BBC. He don't care, and that's what we need to support. Creating this imaginary Cold War between promoters and trying to tell our audiences that it exists is not true, because Eddie does business with Top Rank. They did Hooker and Jose Ramirez and others. Golden Boy obviously does business with Matchroom. They just did Bivol Gilberto. So maybe PBC in the minds of people is the common denominator, but last I checked, gold medalist Felix, whatever his name is, the Dominican that lost to Crawford, he went over there. John Molina went over there. Sean Porter just went over to Top Rank while he was still with, while Crawford was still with Top Rank. So, these, I don't know. I don't want to call them lies, or because it's not just you. It's everybody. They want to make it like, is it difficult maybe to work with PBC? Yeah. But every entity it's like you. You're not going to say, yo, Ness, I got Hector Garcia. Let's do it on your show. No, you're going to fucking interview him on your platform because it's an exclusive. So same thing for the promoter. They don't want to, share a big fight, but when they have to, they will, and we need to at least promote that.
By the way, quick commercial break. I actually am going to interview Hector Garcia later today at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern on my channel, Broadway Joel. So everybody go subscribe and go check that out. But, so tell Shakur to send a contract. I mean, if you look at Edwin De Los Santos' last post on Instagram, does it sound like somebody who's ducking the smoke? Does it sound like somebody who's scared? Or does it sound like somebody who's like, yo, go ahead, I'm with the smoke? It's not the fighter. And if you guys think it is, if Shakur or Top Rank is watching this, send a contract to Tony Tineo, which is Edwin De Los Santos' is manager. And if you need that information, Bob Aram, DM me on Instagram. I'll give it to you, Bob. That's it. All this talking, we ducking, we did. All right. Contact me. I'll give you Tony Tineo's number, and then you guys can communicate, and or I can send you Samson Lukowitz's number. Whichever number you need, Bob. If you're watching, send a contract to Samson Lukowitz or Tony Tineo. You don't got the number? Call me. DM me. Broadway Joel on Instagram. @_Broadway Joel on Twitter. DM me. I got those two numbers for you. So all this, Dominican Protection Program. Listen, Dominicans don't duck. That's a stereotype you can never say about it. Look at Jason Rosario's record. Say whatever you want. He ain't got no chin. He can't take it to the body. Cool. Look at his resume. Look at all the killers he's fought back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? We don't duck smoke. Dominicans, we don't do that. That's some other people that do that. We don't do that. We with it with everybody. And if you don't believe me, Bob, DM me on Instagram or Twitter. I just said it out my handle. I will send you Tony Tineo's number or Samson Lukowitz's number if you don't got it. Whichever one you want, I got it for you.
For sure, man. Listen, I just hit up Lewickovic to see could we get him on here since that's his fighter and see what can he tell us. See, hopefully he doesn't say that it's going to cost $7 million to have a conversation with De Los Santos the way that he said about Benavidez and Andre, and we'll figure it out. Hopefully they're not going to throw him in there with like a Linares or another shell of someone. And I don't want to say that about Linares because he was doing very well versus Zaru Abdulayev, and then lo mataron in the end, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, bro, listen. If you put in Jorge Linares against De Los Santos, one of the most vicious punches at 135, and if you don't believe me, just look at the record. Look at his knockout percentage. If you don't believe me, he's one of the most vicious punches in the lightweight division. Man, that I don't think a commission should sanction a fight with Linares and De Los Santos. I'm gonna just put it out there right now. De Los Santos would crush that guy. And I would be 1,000% sure he gets him out of there in 1 round.
I got someone in the chat here basically saying that it's an unfair comparison to use Ryan and Tank and then Shakur versus contenders, but I think that that's wrong. I think that it is a magnificent comparison because guess what? Tank and Ryan took how many years to make? How long? How many back and forths? Because of how big it is. It should not take a fucking B-side that knows he's a motherfucking B-side to fight an A-side who's giving him an opportunity. That's the problem. Y'all trying to put these dudes who got upset wins on the same fucking level as a dude that's been accomplishing since the beginning. It's not the same. It's not the same.
No, I'm with that. I'm with that guy who just sent you that message. You trying to compare huge fights? Yeah, look, Pacquiao Mayweather, they worked together. It was it was 2 networks. Big fight. Lennox Lewis versus Tyson, 2 networks. Big fight. Wilder versus Fury. Big fight. This fight, Ryan versus Tank. Big fight. De Los Santos versus Shakur. That's not a big fight. Listen, it's a big fight for you because I know you are hardcore. Big fight for me because you know I'm a hardcore. But that's not the way the business works. And like I said, my man is not ducking smoke. And if you go on his Instagram, and I challenge anybody to go on his Instagram and look at his last post, read the caption. It's in English. Shout out to whoever helped translate him. It's in English. My man clearly is with the shits. Clearly wants to fight. Clearly is not ducking. So I don't understand. You can get mad at the promoter, at Al, at whoever, but don't get mad at Edwin because Edwin wants to fight. He told me he either wants Shakur or Pitbull. In whichever order they want to give it to him, he's with it. And he's ranked in the WBC, so it's not like you find an unranked opponent and it does nothing for you. No. You'll be beating a ranked opponent if you beat him, which neither of those guys do.
So people are saying that Edwin De Los Santos has made a video calling out Cruz, telling him to sign a contract. So truth be told, he don't want no Shakur smoke. He already has a contract to fight Cruz, and he's already sent Cruz a contract to fight him. So that's the truth. Another truth is, yeah, it's Shakur versus a contender. So I doubled down on the fact that it should be simpler to make than Shakur versus another broadcaster's A-side superstar fighter, a la Tank. That will take longer to make because Tank brings something and Shakur brings something, and we need to figure out who brings more and who's the fucking A-side. In the De Los Santos Shakur fight, in the Pitbull Shakur fight, in the Zepeda Shakur fight, and maybe arguably because of 2 losses back-to-back in the Cambosa Shakur fight, Shakur's the motherfucking A-side. It shouldn't be no problem. You should be wanting to fight him because of what he is and represents in this sport. They literally call him the next Mayweather. But my man Joel was here like, oh, it might be a boring fight. He might get a 12-0. It's like, dog, I thought this was about fighting the best. If De Los Santos beats fucking Shakur, will they be saying Tank is the one, or they going to be saying Tank got to fight him? Will they be saying that Devin is the one, or they going to say Devin got to fight De Los Santos?
How about this? Because obviously you're not hearing me. I don't know what's up with your headphones. You send me Bob's number. I'll send him. I'll call him and send Tony Teneo's number. I'll call him and send him Samson Lukawicz's number. There is no contract signed with Isaac Cruz and De Los Santos. There is no. I know that for a fact. I'm not here making shit up. I know that for a fact. There's no contract signed. Have there been discussions? Hey, listen. I don't know. But point is, if they really serious about making that fight, send an offer. If the contact is a problem, I can be the bridge. That's it. That's it. We can make this fight on the Boxing Voice right now. You can text me Bob Adams' number. I will call Bob and be like, hey, do you need Tony Teneo or Samson Lukawicz's number? I'll give it to you right now. I'll text it to you. If that's the problem. But obviously, we both know that's not the problem. The problem is the networks. Why does Shakur go to the PBC? For obvious reasons. Yeah, he's an A-side. But it's just a network situation. They want to keep their fighters who have buzz. And right now, Edwin De Los Santos buzz is really high. Anytime I make a video on him, I get a lot of views because he pounded fucking Rayo out. He put rayó al Rayo. Ya el Rayo está rayado. Después de esa pela. You know what I'm saying? Listen, he's with the smoke. I don't know why you're trying to make it seem like I'm trying to protect Edwin. Edwin doesn't want the smoke. Everybody on here, go to his last Instagram post. It was directed towards Shakur. At the end, he was like, and you know, Isaac Pitbull Cruz is easy work. That's how he ended it. But the beginning part of it was addressing Shakur. He was like, yo, what's up? He's with it. He wants those fights. It's just a matter of the way the business works.
It's funny that he says he thinks my headphones don't work because I'm feeling like maybe your mic isn't working. I don't know if you are saying in one sentence that Shakur is a big fight, but then you're saying in another sentence that there's networks. Stop sending misinformation. You and I both know Edwin de los Santos is not with PBC. That's the first thing I asked you because it's like my man steps in, gets an upset. The most PBC could have on him is an option. He was never a PBC fighter. All of a sudden, because he got a win, he's PBC. Now, yes, that's how things work. You get a win, they like, fuck it, let's sign him. Has that happened? Can you confirm that they fucking signed him to PBC? Stop making it seem like it's different broadcasters. This dude is a dude with a loss that got an upset win. He ain't no fucking A-side that Al's been grooming. Stop lying. You making it seem like he's one of Al's boys. No, the fuck he not. He might be becoming if he keeps winning.
All right, then have him send the contract. Have him send the contract, and then once you confirm that they send it, I'll call Edwin and confirm that he got it. And then if he turns it down, then we can say he's a duck. But until then, it's just smoke and mirrors. Look, I want to fight Fury. I'm calling out Fury right now. Fury, I want to fight you. But am I going to send a contract to Fury to fight him? Probably not, right? You know? Like, I could say whatever I want on Twitter. Right now, I could call out Tyson, Fury. I call out Wilder. I could call out Bivol, Beterbiev. And I say I want to fight them all back to back. One day after another, I want to fight every single one of them. All right, so send the contract. Make sure it makes sense business-wise. I don't know. There is no contract. And you know there's no contract. That's why you called me to make sure. Yo, what's up with the smoke? Yeah, there's no contract been sent. You send a contract, we'll sign it. Well, he'll sign it.
But during this interview call conversation, we have revealed that there is a contract, but not for Shakur. That there's possibly, sounds like there's possibly a contract for a lesser opponent. And that's my point. That Pitbull Cruz is not the carrot. He's not the silver medalist. He's not the 2-division champ. He's not the former unified champ. He's not the lineal belt holder, the man that beat the man. That's not him. So we should not be like, oh yeah, Edwin is making a fight with Pitbull. That ain't what we want. We want the best fighting the best. And yeah, those two guys are a good fight. But like we already said, De Los Santos got an upset win. Go ahead and stay on that motherfucking trajectory. Take on the next dude that you can, quote-unquote, possibly upset. But you're going to get in there with Pitbull for what? To get served up? To keep Pitbull in line for a Tank fight? Because what's the caveat? You ain't getting Tank. Tank is busy with two things. Either court or a fucking pay-per-view with Ryan after December 7th. No, what? He got court in February. So it's
no, you're right.
It's January fight, February, court, and they saying April with motherfucking Ryan. So it's like he's busy. The only way to get the world's attention is to beat Shakur, Devin, Loma. Those are the top of 35, unless I'm missing something.
Tank is supposed to fight January and April. After April, there's a long way. I think he's going to fight 3 years. 3 years. I think if he wins in January, which isn't a guarantee, we could talk about that if you want. If he wins in January, if he wins in April, I don't think those will be his last two fights. I think he'll fight one more time in November, December, and there's a slot right there for De Los Santos if he fights Pitbull Cruz, let's say February, March, which is, you know, I would assume that if that fight was going to happen, it would be around that date, February, March. There you go. Let's say he fights March, Tank fights April, then that could be their next fight in, you know, November or December. Right there. Boom. So you saying that this fight is so out of reach, it may not be as so far out of reach as you think. You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying for sure. You know, I'm just stuck in my ways. I think that the bigger fight for De Los Santos, even more money, it's got to be Shakur. It's got to be Shakur, but maybe I'm wrong. What's that? Send the contract? But that's the question that kept escaping me. Why don't you text that same manager and ask him, is there a contract for Cruz? Have they received one and have they sent one? Because you've seen a video. Secondly, that manager, tell him do his due diligence. He don't need to wait for Bob. He see that the fighters want to fight. Shakur said yes, and his fighter asked for Shakur. His fighter is saying that it's easy. So then he's got to do his due diligence and say, hey, I am the representation of Edwin De Los Santos. It seems like they want to fight. Is there an offer? Can we start talking? Like, why you sitting around waiting for a call? You the manager. You not Samson, and you damn sure ain't PBC. Keith Conley works with both Matchroom, with Daniel Jacobs, with PBC, with Adam Kovnacki, with Top Rank, with Edgar Berlanga. So
Samson Lukovic WhatsApp audio.
You heard that.
I'm on here.
Samson. ¿Cómo está? Espérate. Damn, I thought I was going to be able to connect it straight. Can you click that Twitter link I sent you? Use the Twitter link I sent you in your DMs. Let me see. Yeah, because he calling me on WhatsApp. You got to use the Twitter link, champ. I'm sorry. Hello? All right, I think he dropped off. But damn, hopefully we could get him on and get some answers.
Yeah. No, I mean, get him on. Get him on. I have a relationship with Samson, so like he'll know. He'll probably say the same thing. Obviously he'll want a good payday, which I don't think that's being unreasonable. He will want a good pay for his for De Los Santos, or they may have a plan in place for De Los Santos. What it could be, you know what you could do? Hypothetically speaking, you fight Pitbull next, right? Then we'll set you up for a Tank fight if you win. I don't know if that's the plan, but it could be. I'm not dismissing it could be. Like what? And if that is the plan, that's a smarter way of doing business. One, you fight an easier opponent in Cruz, and instead of Shakur, and then in your if you win, which I do think he wins, your next fight you get the big fish in Tank Davis, which you're gonna make more money in a Tank Davis fight than you will in a Shakur fight. So I don't know their plans. I'm not in those types of meetings, you know. So that could be the way they're moving it. But we got to see if Shakur, or I don't know those answers. I'm glad Samson is calling, so you can ask him all these questions that, you know, and we could get answers. But all I know is that I'll speak for De Los Santos. He is not scared. He's with the smoke. He is down to make that fight next after Cruz, if that's who he's fighting, or, you know, whatever. He's with the smoke. I'm telling you, Dominicans don't duck. We don't duck. That's not in our blood.
Samson, if you could just accept the request to speak, we would love to discuss a little bit of Edwin De Los Santos. Damn, he just dropped off. Maria. Yeah, man, we're trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure it out who De Los Santos is going with, and why would they not choose a Shakur. But look, Broadway, I'm going to let you go. I do appreciate you jumping on. Give out that social. Let everybody know where they could catch Hector Garcia this afternoon.
But before I give out my handles, I just want to say, when Shakur Stevenson was tweeting out names, He's the one who left out De Los Santos. It was me who had to hit him up. Like, yo, what's up with De Los Santos? And he had to come back. Oh, yeah, him too, him too. But it was him who didn't tweet out. Meanwhile, my man Edwin De Los Santos is tagging him directly on Instagram. But, yo, follow me on Twitter at _Broadway Joel. On Instagram, Broadway Joel. Again, today at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, I will be interviewing Hector Luis Garcia on my YouTube channel. It's called Broadway Joel. Please go show up, hit that like and subscribe button on my channel once you're on. And also, the way I do my interviews, I interview the fighter all the way throughout the end, and at the end, I give the link out for any callers who want to call in and ask their own questions to call in. So please, definitely go make sure to hit that subscribe button on my channel. I got one of the best boxing channels on YouTube. I challenge you to go look through my page and think otherwise. But yeah, again, my channel is mostly focused on Dominican boxing, but I do talk all about boxing. And that's I appreciate you for having me on, my brother.
Of course, my man. Thank you for joining us on short notice. We do appreciate it, brother.
All right, man. Anytime you want me on, just hit me up.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Broadway Joe. I don't know what happened to my Twitter spaces. That shit just stopped on its own, but we're going to go ahead and start another one in case you want to call in. Looks like I got the People's Champ on Discord. What up? People's Champ. Brandon. Brandon. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and smash that thumbs up. We hear you.
What up, Ness? I had to jump out and jump back in. I don't know why I do that sometimes, but yeah, I like those fights Shakur mentioned. I actually think De Los Santos might be the toughest fight out of the bunch. Because in my opinion, he have the. Well, who all did he? Well, shit, I forgot he did say Zepeda.
He mentioned everybody, man. He put Zepeda in there. Yeah. He put De Los Santos. He put Cambosos, and he put the puppy.
I don't want Cambosos because Cambosos ain't got the power to do no real damage, nor does he have the skill to even compete in a boxing match. Get him out of there. At least the other guys got either power or good pressure and output. So yeah, Cambosos that's the one we don't want. But in my opinion, man, right now, if it was any time where Shakur was vulnerable to take a upset loss, I think it's now. You know, he's just lost his belt on the scales. You know, he just went through something traumatic. I don't know where his mind is at. So right now, this would be the time to catch him before he get his shit all the way back together. So, yeah, man, those are all some good names.
What you think is the better fight? Pitbull versus De Los Santos. Should they stay in-house, or should either of those two, you know, accept the across-the-street challenge with the silver medalist?
I think you go across the street for the silver medalist.
That's what I
said. To be real, but I think personally, Cruz is about to fight either Rolly or Little B-Hop. I think they're gonna keep Cruz on ice for either Rolly or Little B-Hop.
Damn, Little B-Hop getting Cruz. That's damn. That's pretty tough.
Good clash of styles right there, man. You got the slick boxer versus the tough Mexican brawler.
Is he slick enough for that? That's some pressure for your ass, man.
I know, right? But man, another guy flying under the radar. I don't know if you hip to him. The Irish kid, the 6'3" kid out of Ireland, Gary Cully, Eddie Hearn's fighter. He's another guy we got to start talking about, man. He's like the Sebastian Fundora 135, motherfucker, like 6'2", 6'3", tall as shit. Been over there knocking everybody out. No, he ain't really fought nobody yet. He did stop Puppet, but you know Puppet old now. But no, that's somebody else to throw their name in there.
What way he stopped Puppet?
He stopped Puppet his fight before his last fight. He just got a 30-second first round knockout like a week ago. Then he fought Puppet like a year ago.
But what weight?
135.
Okay, damn, Puppet's still at 35. That's crazy. My man.
Yeah, so that's another game, another name to throw in the hat. But yeah, man, like I said, I would like the Zepeda fight I would like to see how Shakur handles that output and that power. But De Los Santos is probably a little more, quick, athletic than Zepeda, so he could pose a threat as well. Either one of them is good fights. I don't know if Cruz has the dimensions to really give Shakur any much. He's too little, man. Shakur just gonna dictate the range and just jab him and pot shot him all night. Those other guys are kind of long, a little taller, so they got a bit more of a size advantage over Pitbull. But yeah, man, I like this generation here. Like I said, they ain't on that prima donna shit like the 147 division was. The Thurmans, the Porter, the Dan. Those guys was prima donnas for real, man. These young cats, they talk shit they want to prove to each other who the best. They want to smoke with each other, and I like that about this crop. But yeah, man, I'm
the question is, are they gonna let them? Is Bob gonna let Shakur prove he want the smoke? Is Bob gonna allow these fights to happen? Is Al gonna allow Pitbull to go and fight these guys? Or are we gonna get these fucking roadblocks? Because I like the smoke, man. I like everything Shakur is doing. And with William Zepeda, Golden Boy needs to jump on that, because how they gonna give Zepeda a better fight? They can't. They're going to have to make that boy wait 2 years to get some sort of vacant title shot at 35. But if you want to call in, you want to voice your opinion, we're using Discord and we're using Twitter Spaces. So go ahead and link up with us on either or, and we'll bring you on to the show to voice your opinion right here. You already know. If you're watching this live on YouTube, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. It's going to help with the visibility of the show. And if you haven't already supported the Young Amateur card, then go ahead and do so. Buy yourself a pair of Hibernation 5, Bluetooth headsets. These double as a gaming headset as well if you got an Xbox or a PlayStation, or if you got any kids, man. This is the perfect stocking stuffer. It is the holiday season, and if you do purchase a pair, you are supporting your favorite podcast, helping us keep the lights on, and you're helping this young amateur continue his journey, not only in the sport of boxing, but in his entrepreneurial shit, man. So head on over to KenichiBeer.com. Use the code TBV to get 15% off your purchase, and go ahead and support our sponsor, Young Carden, who's doing this thing out here, man. At the age of 17, he was able to open up this company, and he's got it going, and we're going to help him keep it going by spreading the word and making sure that he gets a couple of sales every month so him and his dad can get to these tournaments, man. It's not easy out here trying to make your dreams come true as a boxer, let alone an amateur, where no one really cares, man, in terms of how you get to these tournaments and how you make it to the pros. But we are on Twitter Spaces and Discord if you want to take any calls. If you guys want to call in, voice your opinion, go ahead and do so. Right now we got our poll on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice, where we were asking you guys about these particular matchups. Will Shakur Stevenson fight any of these names? Zepeda, Pitbull, Santos, Kambosos Jr. 33% saying Zepeda, 21% saying Kambosos Jr., 27% saying Isaac Pitbull Cruz, and 20% saying Edwin de los Santos. Zepeda at 33 is nice, and I do think it's a fight that can happen. Golden Boy and Top Rank have definitely done business. That back and forth between Bob and Oscar has definitely ended. We don't see Oscar, smearing the name of Top Rank or Bob in public the way that he does with Al and PBC. So hopefully we can get the young Shakur Stevenson versus the alleged boogeyman at 135, William Zepeda. We do have a request to speak coming in from Boxing Realist on Twitter Spaces. You can join us on Twitter Spaces if you want to talk some boxing. You got to unmute.
How's it going?
We're doing great. How are you?
Doing good, thank you.
So talk to us, brother.
Are you guys on Twitter now?
We're on
Or
Twitter, Twitter Spaces and Discord and YouTube, everywhere.
Okay, I just wanted to say hello.
Any thoughts on these possible fights, or just saying hello?
Just saying hello because I just tuned in barely right now.
All right, brother, no worries. Thank you for tuning in. You too. You have a great one, Boxing Realist. We appreciate you. If anyone else wants to call in, anyone else wants to voice their opinion, once again, we are using Discord and Twitter Spaces. You could obviously, drop a super chat. We're going to read that live like we did your 5-star reviews on iTunes. We do appreciate those as well. It helps us remain numero uno. We got KO Surge, $2 super chat. He says, Jermaine Ortiz versus Shakur Stevenson. That is an in-house fight, but it is also a fight that, is Shakur having to take a dude coming off a loss. I don't know that Shakur's going to want that, but yeah. Let's go. What else do we got? We're looking around. No callers on Twitter that have requested and none on Discord, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. NesGTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Catch me on the next one. I'll be back today, 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to talk some more boxing. Tank versus Hector Luis Garcia. Peace.